my beautiful people, welcome back to my channel. If you're seeing me for the first time, my name is Joyce. Yes, my beautiful people, I brought to you a politics news from Channels TV with Segun. Nasu has gone to strike again, indefinitely strike, says Mr. Gabriel. So I don't know if I pronounced that name well. So we will be listening how Segun of Channel TV will be interviewing him, asking him what is the problem, why are they on strike, when are they coming back, on what is the cause of this strike that they are. So my beautiful people, let's just listen to Segun of Channels TV, then we will come back and analyze it the way we feel.
We'll be getting to know why the university workers have now done to, which will affect students' learning. Stick around with me. But first and foremost, let's look at what is a major concern for our education today in Nigeria. Now, the staff union organization in Nigerian universities have now gone on nationwide strike. They say they have been pushed to the wall and they have warned government severally, but all of their complaints have fallen into deaf ears. I'm being joined by the president of Ssanu, Mr. Muhammad Ibrahim, who joins us virtually tonight. Mr. Ibrahim, thank you so much indeed for joining us tonight. Give us an understanding. How much of the pushing to the wall have you gotten from the government? A few times you and I have discussed this on the program. I pleaded with you and your colleagues for the sake of the student and the folks in school, but it does mean that the worst that we thought could happen have now happened.
Yeah, thank you and good evening, Nigerians. Thanks for having me, Segun. The issue we have at stake is worrisome. Worrisome because none of us working in the universities is happy to see this situation happen. And like you mentioned, we had severally called the attention of those in charge of our government or governance to understand that our universities are in a dire state. Dire state in the sense that for us to have a productive economy, for us to have a civilized nation, for us to have an enlightened community or population, workers in the universities must be funded properly. And in funding universities properly, you must make sure that teaching, learning, and community development, operates seamless without issues. Now, to the issue at stake, the non-teaching staff comprising of Ssanu, Nasu, and by extension NAT have been shortchanged severally by operators of government. And in particular, this issue that is in the front burner today, the payment of the withheld salaries, which the president of this country, President Bola Tinubu, did approve in October last year, 2023. And in November 2023, we had a meeting with the then Minister of Education, Professor Tahir Mamman, with his counterpart, Minister of State, and the Permanent Secretary. And they did convey to us that approval, that Mr. President has pardoned and granted waiver for the withheld salaries to be paid to workers, 4 months in particular. And going fast forwarded to February, March, our counterparts working in the academics, those of them teaching, were paid the 4 months. Conspicuously, we were omitted, the non-teaching staff. And we raised our voices. We told whoever that was concerned, the Minister of Education, the Federal Minister of Labor, we drew their attention. And we were invited by different bodies, from the National Assembly to the Federal Minister of Education, to Federal Minister of Labor, to the extent of raising our voices to the doorstep of the Nigeria Labour Congress, where, if you remember, the president of Nigeria Labour Congress, Joe Ajero, presented this matter before the president precisely on the 18th of July, when they went to discuss the issue of the minimum wage. And there and then the president directed that go and settle these university workers, that he was not aware that a segment of the staff were not paid. And we were happy. And on the basis of that, we stalled all actions that we wanted to take. So we gave 2 weeks. That came to pass. We had another 1 month of extension because of the assurances that we were given. That also came to pass. 3 months down the line, this payment still had not been made. So we had exhausted all avenues of trying to be, pacifying our members.
Comrade Ibrahim, yeah. So let's get it clear. About 3 or 4 months ago, precisely in July, when you gave the warning strike, it was 4 months that you are being owed, you and your colleagues. Now, 3 months down the line, my calculation is right, it will have added up as 7 months being owed to you. Is that right?
Well, the 4 months that we were being owed were salaries that were stopped during the strike in 2022. As of today, our salaries are paid, as at when due. So these are withheld salaries of workers in the universities that was withheld during the government of Muhammadu Buhari. And when this president came and this matter was raised by Nasu, Ssanu, and Asu and Nat, the president gave the waiver that this should be paid for the last time and there shouldn't be any issues anymore, because he promised during his campaigns that there won't be any strike in the universities. And everybody was happy, and we expected that this would see the light of the day. But this is where we are today. Our colleagues were paid 50% of their withheld salaries, and for us, 0% was paid. So
but comrade, the former Minister of Education, Professor Tahir Mama, on this program, sometimes in April, promised that half of what you are being owed was going to be paid pending President Tinubu's approval. Did that happen at all? That was in April when he made that statement.
That never happened.
So he also said that approval about 2 months later, a month after you appeared on the program, I think in August or so, when the former minister appeared on this program, the minister said the approval was given and it was left to the office of the finance minister for it to be processed and for it to come through. Did that happen?
It never happened. The minister, Professor Tahir Mamman, and his colleague, the Minister of State, did their best, to be fair to them. This issue has been stalled in the Federal Ministry of Finance. We had calls, like I said, to take this matter to the President of Nigerian Labour Congress, because Ssanu and Nasu are affiliates of NLC. And in my presence, the NLC President put a call to the Minister of Finance, and the minister kept assuring us that the money will be paid. And over a month now, this never happened. And even the last meeting NLC had with government, these were one of the issues discussed in the presence of the Chief of Staff, in the presence of the Secretary of the Government of the Federation, the National Security Advisor, the Minister of Finance, and other ministers of government. They were all there, and promises and upon promises kept coming up, and we felt that we are in a civilized nation, and civilized people working in citadels of learning.
So from your own point of view, comrade, from your own point of view, we should blame and hold the minister or the Ministry of Finance accountable for what we are seeing today, the indefinite strike action of Nasu and Ssanu. Is that right?
Without apologies, yes.
Have you been able to speak with the Minister of Finance to find out exactly what the problem is? Because we understand that fund may be available. Is it a matter of approval or the unavailability or inadequate fund? What exactly have they been able to clear for you what the problem really is?
Well, there are parts of the question that I cannot answer because I don't work in the Federal Ministry of Finance. But I can confirm to you, as a union and as Jack, Ssanu and Nasu, we have made efforts to see the Minister of Finance, but we were not successful. But assurances were given when he spoke with the President of Nigerian Labour Congress that he is fully aware of this matter and that he was addressing it. And addressing it has taken over a month. This matter never saw the light of the day. So whatever that is happening today is in the doorstep of the Federal Ministry of Finance. And we cannot understand why this is happening at this critical time when students just resumed. And we are feeling sorry for them because our workers are finding it very, very difficult. Every Nigerian knows what the economy is all about. So keeping away 4 months of someone's salary. And if you look at the issue of energy itself, for example now, how do we pay electricity in our houses? How do we commute even to go to work? We cannot even afford to buy petrol for our cars. And like I mentioned, in the other program, that we have lost so many members who could not attend to their health because of squeeze and the lack of finances, as a result of withholding these salaries. So this is an appeal that we have made to everybody, including, like I said, the House Committee on Education, where a resolution was passed on the floor of House that the Minister of Finance has been directed to pay this money, but it never happened. So,
comrade, if you look at what has happened procedurally, you are supposed to have given the appropriate authorities a time for them to respond to your warning. It means that you cannot just go on strike by labor law without giving appropriate notice. This very strike you started today nationwide, when was the notice given? And was it given to the appropriate authorities? Who was notified about this? Or did we just wake up this morning and found that Ssanu and Nasu have gone on strike?
Well, the beauty about this is the records are there. We had, counting down from July, been giving notices and changing the dates because of the feelings we have and the assurances we are being given. So if you are talking about notices, we have given more than adequate notices. Today's strike is not a fallout of something that happened just suddenly, but it's just a situation that we had to come to reality with with the mandate given to us by our own members. So notices have been given, adequate notification has been forwarded to government, and that no one in government will be saying that it's oblivious of this. So
the reason why I'm asking is that there are those who will think, it's so convenient. There's a change of minister, and the new minister probably, is a minister designate. Well, he's not a minister designate because he was moved from the Minister of State as the Minister of State for Health to the Minister of Education. So he doesn't need swearing in or approval of the Senate. So he's supposed to resume officially today. So is it coincidence that between this period, Ssanu and Nasu are going on strike without allowing the new minister to be able to take charge? Did you consider that factor, knowing full well that students who are resuming today will be shut out of the classrooms? Your colleagues are the ones who hold the keys to the classrooms. Your colleagues are the ones who hold the keys to the laboratories. Your colleagues are the ones who hold the school to security, administrative, and other facility. Lecturers only go to the classroom with their notes and computers. So you are very essential to the running of the school. So what in essence, what we're saying is that with Ssanu and Nasu going on strike, our universities have shut their doors.
Well, it's an unfortunate situation, like I mentioned. It's something that we couldn't help. But the coincidence of changing the minister, having a new minister, and declaration of our strike is something that I will not be able to say that we did it deliberately in either to antagonize the new minister or to welcome him in this manner. But our adequate notices were given even before the change was made. So he only came probably, I don't know, at the wrong time or at the right time. But I can confirm to you that.
So another question I would love to ask Comrade Ibrahim is whether or not you are already in touch with the new Minister of Education. Have you been speaking with him? We imagine that he's going to have a very tough day on his very first day in assumption of office as the new Minister of Education. Have you started speaking with him? Are you in touch with his office?
In contact no more. This is paid today.
Comrade, give us an understanding. And I was asking before we could not get to hear you any longer. That are you able to establish communication with the new minister? Have you been speaking with him?
Well, I can confirm to you, we were contacted yesterday and this morning by the former Minister of State Education, Dr. Ssanu, who said he was speaking at the instance of the new minister, Dr. Alausa, and we are scheduled to meet within the week to see how we can sort out this problem. But we have made it very clear. We have been meeting with 4 ministers now. So it's not the issue of meeting. The issue is that we want payment and that every procedure has been followed. And they can just simply direct the payment for this the release of this money. And I assure you, in less than 24 hours, we can just refer back to our principals and this strike will be suspended. So
are you getting that? Are you getting some kind of assurances that could happen tonight?
Well, assurances are not something that we have not received before. So assurances from politicians, assurances from government officials are not new things to us. But the mandate we have from our members is that this strike is totally indefinite and that we will only resume when we get the alerts for the payments.
So it is no retreat. It is no retreat, no surrender. Aluta continua until alert is continua.
Definitely.
If that's the case. So not until when you get alert on your phones, you are not going back to work. That is your position.
That is the mandate we have from our principals.
All right. And you are standing on that mandate.
We have an offer and they will get back to them.
All right. Now, on a final note, one of your grievances, as we've discussed, is that you believe that the federal government is treating you lesser than your colleagues who are teaching staff. That also been resolved in some ways.
Well, you see, the issue is that we even feel that these things are done by people who should have known better. University is universal and it's a system. No one can claim to be more important than the other. You just mentioned, what you mentioned is just half of what we do. We're in charge of electricity, in charge of water, in charge of medical health, in charge of student affairs, in charge of planning, for academics in themselves, and then also constructions and security in the university. So the first point of call by a student, teacher, or visitor is our members. And the last point of call is also our members. And even vice chancellors, registrars, and ambassadors that are the first to be appointed when a university is established are not appointed to come and teach, but to come and administer the university. And therefore, no one should look at our job as something that is pedestrian or that is something that is second class. So they should understand that a university has a system that should operate seamless and that everybody should be allowed to do his job. And part of our grievances in 2022 were the usurpation of our duties by some vice chancellors giving it to their cronies who work, in the academics. Because in the name of committees, you will hear several things: committee on diesel distribution, committee on task force on water, committee on diesels, committee on sanitation, and all these things are not supposed to be a priority to the teachers because they have a work to do. They are to teach, they are to conduct researches, and that we are to complement the services by ensuring that their salaries are paid, by ensuring that their health is catered for, by ensuring that they are provided security, by ensuring that the students also have the best of accommodations and have the best of welfare when they work when they study.
Hey, my beautiful people, Tinubu is not paying salary. Federal government is not paying salary, but they are busy constructing roads that will take Lagos to Calabar. Embezzling. How can somebody be working for 4 good months, no salary, and these people are the workers in university? Hey, now they have gone back to strike, indefinitely strike. They don't know when this strike they will resume back. And this problem of strike, when Buhari was coming into government, Buhari promised openly wide and said there is not going to be any strike in universities. that all the workers will be compensated and paid accordingly. My beautiful people, somebody that is working and he doesn't get salary, how is he going to cope? And our Tinubu, sorry, I always say Buhari. I don't know why I always say Buhari. Sorry for that mistake. It's Tinubu. And our Tinubu is, you know, when he came to power, he told us openly that there will not be any strike. That there is nothing like strike. All the workers, all the or universities workers will be paying accordingly. How can Tinubu owe teachers or workers, universities workers, for 4 good months? 4 good months. What did Tinubu want them to be feeding on? How will their children go to school? How will their family live 4 good months? Those that have been in rent, like renting a house, they don't have their own personal house. How will they pay their rent? How, even those that have their own personal house, houses, how will they afford the bills, electricity, feeding, keeping up the house, maintenance of the house? How? But Tinubu is busy resacking, removing, and reappointing. Tinubu is busy doing his own things, flying. My beautiful people, you think it's easy for Tinubu to fly to UK just to go for annual leave? You think that money, how much money sorry, will they use to fuel that air flight that is taking him there? And remember, they have to park that flight somewhere. That Nigeria presidential airplane, they will park it somewhere. Remember, when they are parking that plane, they have to pay for UK government. They cannot go there and park plane without paying. And remember, the residential that is going to be staying in UK is not free. But Tinubu, my question is that him going to London or going to UK to do what? To rest. Does it mean Aso Rock is not enough place for him to rest? Or there is no enough vacancy rooms in Aso Rock for him to rest? Why workers, his workers, universities workers, the future of tomorrow, these students, every day they will sit at home. Now they have gone for strike indefinitely, said it. You know, so now they have gone to strike. Nobody knows when they will come back. So the children now that are supposed to graduate next week, or the students that are supposed to graduate next year or this year, they will now sit at home. They don't know when they will come back to school. Because this is something that was happening in Buhari regime. And they went for strike. Every time they will go for strike, every more time they will go for strike. Tinubu said no, it will not happen. Look at it. Just look at it. All the promises they have been promising them. They will promise them and they will not do anything. Well, my beautiful people, I don't know what to say. How can somebody work and there is no salary for 4 months? Who does that? In only Nigeria that all this kind of thing is happening. Only Nigeria. And they are living lavish life. They are lavishing the money of Nigeria. They are, building houses, buying luxurious cars, paying a senator 14 million. Why common workers? They even go for strike that they should increase their money. They didn't even increase the money. They didn't even pay them for 4 months. Hey, God, have mercy. God, have mercy. Have mercy on Nigeria. Have mercy. Anyway, my beautiful people, that is what I just wanted to talk on this. Another news, I think women want to be in power. You know, they need that right. But guys, if you want that, you can continue in Channels TV. This is getting out of hands. Anyway, my beautiful people, if you have watched to this time, thank you very much. Please drop your comment in the comment section what you think about all this, what Tinubu has been doing in Nigeria. Well, it is fair. If it is fair, these people, they don't have conscience or what? I don't know if they don't have conscience. I don't really know if they don't have conscience. What is the problem? Is it the Minister of Education, or what is really the problem? Or is it that there's no money to pay their salary? What is the problem? I don't understand. How can somebody be working? Even me, like I am now, I'm working. When one day cannot even pass. For example, if the day they're supposed to pay my salary is supposed to be on Monday, and they're supposed to be weekend, let me just say, supposed to be weekend, maybe the date of my, where the date I receive my salary supposed to be, that is fall on weekend, like Saturday or Sunday. That salary will be paid on Friday. They cannot even cross, say, oh, because if the date fell on a weekend, so let's put it on Monday. No. They will pay it on Friday. Why can't Nigeria copy good things? Why can't they just copy things that are good? Why are they always copying negative things? Anyway, if I want to talk Nigerian matter, till next tomorrow, I will sit down here. My beautiful people, thank you very much. If you have watched this video to this time, thank you. My name still remains Joyce Anyanwu. Please, those that have been subscribed, please subscribe to my channel. Click at the notification bell so that whenever I post a video, you will be the first to be notified. Those that have been watching, thank you very, very much. I really appreciate every one of you. Guys, please give this video a like, a thumbs up. Thank you. You can still join my membership if you feel that you want to support me and to support my work. Thank you very much, and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye for now.